Another day, and we got a little bit further. Got this welded in, lined up, looking pretty good along there. This is welded down. Gonna have to make a piece to fill in there just because that still looks a little rough down there. We'll grind it out. But like I said, I gotta fill a hole before. There's holes to fill. This has to be attached along here. We'll weld all this the rest of the way down. I got a screw holding the corner of the footwell in, so we're at our height where the footwell with the door. Now we got a new edge along there. Nice gap. I gotta readjust the door up a little bit. That fender's gotta move a little bit. You know, nothing ever fits perfectly when you do this stuff anyway, so you gotta put it in there and then just hammer on it. That's pretty much what you do. This will pull in once I pull that other one up, and that should be pretty close, but as you can see, the door will move in and out a bit too. That needs to line up with there, so that's in against there. We'll weld that up and I'll start putting the corner pieces all back in, build it back out to here. But you know, 99% solid floor again. 1% rust still, but hey, we'll paint it. It's just surface. Weld all this up. That's today's job. We get it footwell welded in, and then we'll sort out this big bend. I gotta do something with this big bend. It's getting worse. It's actually pulling the cab in. So hammer time. Hammer down. I got the lower piece cut off and tacked back into the main framework here. I'm going to go inside and do an inside weld and then finish welding around the outside, but it's tacked into place in order to give the sill its proper form and shape to fit the door. Now this piece I left loose, had to have it in there for sizing, but I left it loose to be able to remove it and then slide it back in after the piece frame is welded up on the inside, and then this gets slid back in, and then connect it to here and all the way up to this. I'm going to back weld in behind here where the footwell meets the main frame, and then we're going to paint this up inside of here before we weld the caps back on. Try and preserve it so it doesn't get as rusty. But next step is to get the inside of that welded, and then so we can continue putting the rest of the pieces on. I had to add a little piece in here where I over drilled the original piece off of it, so that had to be put back on, so I can put this piece back in place and actually have something to weld to there. And this has to be trimmed to match this, because that's the shape here. And that's going to continue that part of it, but there's still quite a few pieces got to go together before that part of the shape can go on, and then the outer skin. So we get another 6 or 7 pieces to go before that can happen. This is our main outer piece here. So still quite a few pieces to go. This one is an inside piece filler. So I'll try and do a little video of each piece as it's going in, so you can kind of get an idea of the pieces that had to come out and go back in. And all I had was some red to paint it in there, but I got this one piece tacked in there. That piece is welded in nice inside. This is the outer piece just tacked on to hold this edge up here, and then we'll clean that up and we'll get this piece put on. But this piece, we'll cut that to fit, and we'll straighten those edges out, and we'll crimp all those together, bring that together right there. And then once that's together, I can start fitting this one in here. Now this one goes in like this. So this slides in. This is the outer edge here, and then we bring this other outer edge to it. Around there. Hopefully we start started going back together right away. A little tiny piece. This little piece goes in here like this once everything is all situated. Yeah, almost got this back part of it back together now. We'll have to put these pieces on in front of the footwell here, but I got some more holes to fix, so no point in doing those yet. And I got this little piece here to get put back on and get tidied up so it kind of looks factory, as close as possible. None of this is factory, obviously, but get it as close as possible. Can always try. That's where I'm at right now again. This is the last piece for down here, and so that's sorted. So getting down to the end of it, almost looking like that again, but on the truck. So yeah, I'll finish welding that up too. Okay, things are coming along a little quicker now. This back piece is tacked in, fit. We got some tack welds in along there. I'll grind those down afterwards. Added a piece in along here, make it clean it up so that I can attach this nice piece all along there nice. That fits down flush there. This is welded in and around inside there. So both sides welded in. So yeah, this and the little corner piece is filled in, so everything's nice and tight. Sounds good. This piece is solid again, and again it's welded on the inside. We're going to finish welding it on the outside, grind it down and weld it on the outside, and then we're going to undercoat this whole back of it and try and seal it in. Wondering if I should blast some paint down this hole here first, but I still got to fix the front anyway, so you can see all the way down through there right now. But that piece is on. Next piece is to get this piece trimmed to the right height to match the old cab. Get that put back in there. Seam welded along there, so you'll see this little weld there, and the rest of this looks factory rivet holes almost, but welded. My welding needs more practice. I'm not a professional welder. I just need to get stuff done. So yeah, we'll cut this off next. We'll try and butt weld it to that. Maybe I'll try and underlap it. We'll cut that. We'll underlap this corner and then butt weld from here to here, underlap weld, and then butt weld, and then plug weld. We'll see. This corner can make or break it. This thing can make it look ugly or make it look okay. So far everything else seems to be lining up pretty good. Had to remove that screw and weld up that hole, but this is all down. This has got some welds on it, so things are getting a lot more solid. And yeah, once this is on here, I can back weld this. Hopefully the holes don't totally line up. We'll back weld that. Piece will be in. I'm starting to get some of the pieces back together. I don't know if I showed you, this is all painted inside here now. That's all welded up inside there. All of those is tacked on. A bit of a problem trying to get the front together though. There's some issues going on inside here. The rust kept moving back. It kept coming out. I kept finding more and more rust as we went along. So the inside fender edge just got a bunch of rust. So replace this inner piece. Replace the inner piece here with the replacement piece. So the sill's starting to look a lot better. But this is where I started finding more rust. So I had to add another little piece in there too. So it's starting to become a little bit of a patchwork under here. Thankfully, we're going to undercoat all of this and you won't see any of it anyways. And then inside here, we'll finish up the last few holes up along here. Paint it up, finish getting it all welded in all the way around. Final welds. Most of this welded in all the way. a little rough. Flux core makes a mess, but wire wheel cleans it up, so not a big deal. We got this patch made to put in. It's getting a little dark already, so I'm trying to show you with the flashlight here. This was covering up a hole there. There's still a little bit of a hole up there. This is all welded down now. Hopefully nice and solid. But right now we're trying to get this fixed up here. Get that hole filled in. That one filled in. There's the patch. Get that finished welded down. This is the new piece to go in. All the way along. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. All the way along here. Welded in all along this edge. And peen it over. Weld it up and undercoat the whole inner wheel well again. I haven't even looked up there yet, and it looks like there might be a little bit more. It's never ending. Further I go, oh, there's a little bit right there too. Huh? Yeah. Cab's getting a little thin. Won't be once we're done. Got this last piece welded in there. You can see the welded along there, tack welded in all the way along, the edges tacked in. So new metal all over. It's gonna need a full-on undercoating. Yeah, there's still gonna be a bunch more work to do, but at least it's one piece. So